the reasons why I was tickled for Jan to be able to come is because her story is very different from mine. She really was a good girl in a lot of ways.
Gigi, always good girl.
Always good girl. Always. And I was a train wreck. I was a train wreck. And yet, she came to a place, James and Betty, where she realized she was in bondage with all that thing she was trying to live. So, Jan, I want you to tell them a little bit about your story because I think it's fascinating. I don't think people realize that this is just as big a bondage as what I went through.
That's exactly right. So many people think they have to have a background of abuse or drugs or strongholds. Mine was daughter of a career Marine. Yes, sir, Pop. Then married a pastor. So I didn't stand a chance. So I had to follow rules, and I'm a rule follower. Well, I realized Gary and I had been married about 4 or 5 years, had 2 little boys, and I knew I was lost. Lost. I was a rule follower. I was a hypocrite. I had walked an aisle. Never trusted Christ because I was just making sure I did everything. And then one day I realized it wasn't anything that I could do because he said he did it all for me. Liberty, freedom. I walked that aisle and Gary looked at me. I came out of the choir loft, walked down, went around the front. What is she doing? Shook hands with the pastor, said, I need to get saved. I've been breaking all, I've just been a phony. And I'm telling you what, and he said, well, come over here. I said, I don't need anybody. I know what to do.
Please, I have to have everybody rewind for a moment that this woman got out of the choir to come down and receive Christ as Savior with her pastor husband going, what?
Beth, it's the same thing Betty did. Betty, she taught her Sunday school class, and then she stands up with her sister in the whole church. She's in the choir, and stands there and sings the special before the preacher preaches. No. Then she comes out of the choir in her robe and gets saved.
I did too.
Yeah, there you go. I wish everybody would come out of wherever you are and get saved. Because I'm telling you, knowing Jesus is so much better than being church folks.
And I've never been the same. I've never been the same.
Because you can be in bondage to your church robe.
Absolutely.
I love a church robe, but I am just saying sometimes if that's what you think freedom is just putting on your church robe, then it's got you by the neck.